kind of independent of the maps. You can see boost from Sage that help you out to peek over smokes that can be used on the fly. Some of the mid-round uses for the wall. There's a lot of in-between positions where it can be used, but everybody's loving the Killjoy on B. And
True.
I think that's what makes this game really crazy. So we'll see if NiP will be prepared. But, oh, there's a man, ardiis.
Ardiis.
I've been watching Mixwell's VODs, and I've been loving ardiis' comms.
Yeah.
Because we've got all, like, you know, an assortment of Europeans on the team, but then ardiis is the one lad from Liverpool, and his comms just really stick out.
Yeah, it's kind of a bit of a sore thumb. You know, ardiis has attitude, and I like that about him.
It too,
because, you know, his attitude from his previous endeavors, his previous chasing of FPS competition, well, I didn't really suit him. He wasn't at the top. But now he is.
Yeah.
And if he is at the top, and if guys like Maniac are going to turn around and say that he may very well be the best player in this entire region, then all of a sudden, ardiis, the personality fits the capabilities. And those capabilities mean he has absolutely earned this spot on G2.
I want to know what ardiis did to Maniac. I'm trying to see those VODs. Those are the VODs I'm missing the most. Because, yeah, this is a player he touted as the best player out of the beta, which is high praise, very high praise.
Yeah.
Everything was so competitive right from the get-go. Like, as we're talking about, Valorant is in its infancy in a lot of ways, because who knows, you know, how much more there is to get out of the game, even with the current Agent M map pool. But with so much experience from other FPS titles all flooding into one game and all these different perspectives, we now see that the game is already pushed in so many different areas.
Yep.
People understanding the value of map control, the understanding of team play, communication at the top level already. It's been a flying start here at Valorant.
And therefore, we shall fly. Join us, friends, for the very first map of this very first match. Somebody is getting to the main event. It's G2 or it's NiP, and we've got the contact here in mid. Mixwell will open up shop. We've got a little bit of pressure off of the catwalk. However, Mixwell is going to continue tearing forward. ardiis meant to hold on to the flank, dies out to luckeRRR, and this 3v3 ensues. Early days, early contact, and early success towards that B site. Spike now in position. Mixwell plays the plan.
And chiwawa will sit back and wait. 3-on-3 for the retake. It's a handshake agreement. We're going to chill behind this Omen smoke, and everybody will get set up.
pyth's trying to lay down the cams. Ooh, instantly shut down, so they know where they're coming in from. Patitek able to catch a kill. chiwawa's gonna trade that one. pyth with the good classic headshot off the contact. Sayf responds, but he can't quite get away from it. The attackers in G2 pick up round one.
Yeah, that's it. Nice job from Patitek. He is fantastic, man. His aim is absolutely incredible. I know this team is a lot about Mixwell, especially for a lot of us with a CS background. We look at Mixwell as one of the most kind of relevant top talent to move over to Valorant. But Patitek has been showing us some incredible performances, especially from an aim perspective alone. Just making sure to refrag. And you can see from this top-down view how good the spacing was when he came in for the retake, or for the post-plant situation over on the B site. So now we'll move into the second round. We'll see what the buy is like. A lot of action already going down in mid. Mixwell here to hold off the pushes on A.
We talked about G2's energy and their synergy in terms of team play. Well, there you get it. Energetic as can be. An aggressive stance straight into B main, looking for the early kills and looking for the early rounds. They want that momentum on the attacker's side, and they get through this one with only 2 casualties. G2 making moves.
Yeah, it's Flanders Field at mid. Everybody just ends up trading out super quickly, and that's an early 2-0 start. Buys are all in. Much better weaponry here for both sides, and it's not anything too interesting. pyth's going to hang on to a Bulldog and the one Spectre for Mixwell, the only concessions that the attacking side will have to make.
Last bullet headshot, that's a good one, because if he dies out, then suddenly there's support there for the mid play, but now we're back at it. Jett whipping out the Blade Storm. Early ultimate here in round 3 for G2. Mixwell making the most of those early kills, that early momentum, but luckeRRR from the back of the site finds the headshot. And Bladestorm still unable to get any kind of impact in this. I love the position from Sayf when he gets called out. Patitek's gonna get that kill, and suddenly it's the wall bang coming through from luckeRRR. A little bit of damage, but ardiis finds the plant.
Man, we saw they tried to pull out the bait setup because Jett can just dash out of there. Mixwell will take the situation into his own hands.
Ooh, Sage Wall goes up. Mixwell still hanging on to a few knives. And Rhyme putting out the damage to get down that wall. But, of course, there's a player right there behind it. Davidp hanging on. Spike already ticking pretty quickly. Chiwawa in with a kill. Then, however, Mixwell, he gets scanned. His position known to the ninjas who fall out to ardiis. He gets 3 kills plus the spike plant. Excellent impact this round from ardiis.
You know, he's not going to be scared to stand out there and take a duel. ardiis is always very confident and honestly meets his communication with his aim, with his game sense. He's such a complete player in that regard. And what's scary is if he's going to take an aggressive off angle like that, the fact that you might be thinking you're going to get some respect and you don't get it from ardiis. That's what makes it so powerful. We see, again, this initial bait setup kind of gimmick really cost them because there is no chance to shoot back. It's a player in the corner who's waiting for an opportunity to just sneak out and peek. But if you get spammed down through the box, you die very quickly. So a nice punish on the entry from G2.
Yeah, low buy from G2, and they are completely contrasting their setup to the previous round from long A into B immediately. And you can see the stack actually coming out of NiP. They went 4 players on A site early, hoping that maybe there'd be consistency in G2's offense. But what we're getting is a different look round after round. Now, Chiwawa's boost on the back of spawn could have gotten Patitek killed. He crosses over unsighted. And now he hones in on his, well, lonely defender. Big flank, obviously heard. Pyth's gonna make that contact, and he dies out to Rhyme. Mixwell's up next, and alongside ardiis, they get through relatively unscathed.
Yeah, they've got no other ults to work with. Still a bit too early for them, and they'll just all die before even crossing the choke points. No chance to play. They're out of quarters, and they're out of the round. 4-0 down. G2 have a bone to pick after having a 7-map win streak on Ascent, only to lose their last game to FPX most recently.
Here's that execute. Easy cloud burst for the CT spawn. Sage Wall goes up. Didn't entirely counter out the boost, however.
Yeah.
Right? We did still see Killjoy find her angle into it. Obviously, if she was better equipped, or had they given her a little bit more room to find impact, then there could have been problems. But here's luckeRRR on the operator, trying to pry into B main. 1 player back there. Spike carrier, in fact. ardiis now joining his teammates in mid. I love this transition from G2. Long A 2 rounds ago. Insta B hit just last round. And now with weapons on both sides, they're finding mid empty. Davidp with the Sage blocks off that defender spawn. And Rhyme's going to send out the Sova drone, looking for the info. How many and where? Doesn't know there's a player up close in that corner, but Mixwell won't find any contact.
The B split won't be a surprise, you think, but there's still 3 players stacked up on the A site, heavily committed without any mid control, and the Hunter's Fury comes out quick.
Yep, trying to get him in the back of that site. Not really too bad of a situation. Rhyme with 1, Sayf's rotation. Oh, he gets the headshot into Davidp, who is looking to get tricky and walk through that Omen smoke. Suddenly, man advantage up for the ninjas. And we've got pyth and ardiis left in this clutch, but both taken down as the defenders are on the board.
Oh, that was a nasty tactic. You like the camera to come out with the peek. Very nicely done, but still, you're in safe hands if you're on NiP, because that was a beautiful play by the Raze. And now we're in a position where NiP will actually pull 1 out, which is huge. We'll at least have a competitive beginning to the game when it looked like dire straits suddenly. And we can see here how the punches come through. The tag team by CREA and by luckeRRR.
Yeah, luckeRRR.
There's 2 constants on this team. It's CREA on the Omen, and it's luckeRRR on the Jett.
Yeah. Insta return as well. I do respect ardiis trying to push into the defender spawn. He got that first kill. Ooh-wee. But luckeRRR, early impact with the operator. Down goes ardiis.
We know how feisty Mixwell can be in these defaults, trying to get information whether it's mid or B.
Your duty is not over.
Early revive here on ardiis with the safety of a smoke down in mid.
Yep. Not going to get that with the Killjoy. G2 right back to the 5v5. Neglecting his early mid pick. luckeRRR had moved over here towards Tree, has a teammate with him. Nice timing from the Hunter's Fury. He lines up multiple players, and that is substantial damage because ardiis back alive, but back down to little HP. Sayf, double peek, only gets the one. That was a very lit ardiis thanks to the Hunter's Fury. But Patitek, well, he's slowly tip-tapping his way into this B site. He has skated past the defense. Long-range tap into the second kill, and he's got another player close on site. Chiwawa's got the pressure on him. He's tucked into the corner. Patitek spots him. No trade, no way. NiP with a second round.
Wow, lock it down. Leave it to Killjoy over on the B site. The two most important trades. A very nice play from Patitek, kind of there in the mid-round to find an opening where he did, but it was only for the cash that he knocks off the other team, not for the round. 6 rounds deep, 2 rounds here for NiP. Things start to get a bit interesting. A nice flick here by luckeRRR, the Jetsons flick. So he falls out, and here's Sayf. Now, this was, I believe it was a Jett behind him who took the dart purposefully, fell back, and as they were trying to push him after he took that dart, had somebody there ready to catch them off guard. You have to be very, very careful, of course, with the information that you get. You never know if you were meant to gain it.
Leaves it in. He likes the burn. Nobody drawn into it. It's not where things really turned around to the disfavor of G2. Let's see what we've got. Patitek with his ult ready. Neural theft on pyth as well, so an early pick could do wonders for G2. But they've got that mid-contact back towards Cat. Gonna look to really apply some pressure here to Sayf. You just mentioned it. He had Jett, he had luckeRRR with him last round, and he's gonna dip. Doesn't feel comfortable enough. That was a burnt Omen ult. He stayed back in mid. Bit of a fake, but enough to get Sayf to move his feet into the window. He lost his teammate on site. Oh no, excuse me. Jett just dashed back. He's fine, he's fine. Paranoia comes out through middle. Sayf in a very pressured spot. They see that Cypher through the walls, but nothing they can do about them. Look at this choke, man. Such a difficult spot. luckeRRR and Sayf are going to add a couple kills, but Patitek and pyth right there to answer. Oh, the Sheriff's going to town. And pyth looks to lock it down, but here comes luckeRRR. 17 HP, double off the Blade Storm. It is just fantastic.
Oh, exquisite. Well done by luckeRRR. Wow. And that was a semi-unforced kind of reposition before the plant went down, right? They had they had Jett and Raze working together, and they were in the same positions they were last round. But because Omen TP'd into the back, they had to move. They were scared because of the information that was gained, and that was enough. That displacement was enough to open up the site and allow things to go down badly.
You saw they were so worried that he was actually behind them, but by him just staying in middle with his ult, just that sound cue, man, is enough to get people worried. Nearly gave them, I mean, it did give them the route they wanted, but just not enough control of the surrounding area to lock down their post plant. Nice shock dart. That is some damage.
That's value. But it won't shy away Mixwell. He's going to walk up close. Contact B explode is on the menu. And they're in.
He dashes by, looks to wrap around the site. Deep boathouse control, however, CREA, good spray thanks to the dart. Rhyme tucked into the corner.
Do they know?
I don't think they know there's a second here.
Well, Rhyme dies. Thing is, they're most likely concerned about Chiwawa, and we'll see what that means for his odds.
Sayf tries to get that rotate showstopper, as he has, but not this round.
Oh, interesting. Will he find a timing? He does. That's the spike dropped.
Yeah. He was starting to feel as though he was too pressured. We get the defender's Killjoy. Chiwawa just drops it thanks to that last kill. He's able to kind of stagnate G2 for the moment, but ardiis looking to get aggressive, connects one. Jett dash back, cloud burst in front. He's trying to whip out the bow. Although 25 seconds puts his teammate in a pressured situation. But he nearly finds chiwawa with his head turned.
That's his spot. He likes that spot. Late into the round, that's where you find him. chiwawa locks it down again on B. And as you pointed out, just got that ult up. And with that, really raised the chances for his team in that round. I mean, the idea is just make them dance, right? With the Hunter's Fury, make them dance. Even if you don't hit somebody, they're going to be incredibly uncomfortable, and it raises your odds for those individual duels that were 50-50 before. Nice reaction, actually, from chiwawa there.
Excuse me, he was actually already sitting on it, Mohan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he had it before the kill.
Oh,
so
okay.
I respect him.
Wow, I was wondering. Okay, so he was sitting on it for so long, and yeah, did not pop it. Didn't find a safe opportunity to do it. Raze helped him out.
Yeah, the lockdown in the 2v2 though, that's good stuff. Yeah. I'm glad he did throw it out. You saw the pressure cooker it created. Jett trying to dash after having been revealed by the dart. ardiis can't line up the Hunter's Fury, and G2 move through mid.
Quickly into short B again, it looks like. And Jett is nowhere to be found. Sayf all alone here. Actually, no. Killjoy's troll is right behind him. But suddenly, mid gets taken, and it's not going to be an A hit.
No, they divert through market straight into B. And luckily, that close rotate towards the defender's spawn. But what are we watching? Dude, the Omen smokes, the cloud bursts, and still Rhyme and CREA able to catch 3 kills across the board. So it seems as though NiP have done it. They are in the lead.
Man, not just in the lead, but now winning more dominantly. You like the play, I think, initially from a G2 because they didn't have that much of an issue last time getting into the B site, right? They could have done it if they'd like to, and that's the real power of a fake when you've already conditioned a team to be afraid of you for taking one site, and then you can go to the other one, and they have no choice but to respect the initial information. But when they get over here, NiP have just become better and better at locking it down, and they've been so fluid about who's actually playing in the site and who's not. So it's a very hard situation for G2 to read if the opening setup is nothing like the last round.
We've also got Killjoy throwing her defenses on the A site now, round after round. Had the previous round directed towards the A site, they would have ran into those defenses. They didn't. Ooh, oh, I love it.
That window is huge. My goodness. On both sides.
luckeRRR dashes back. Nice pick. Nearly needed to deny Patitek, who cripped through his own smoke and, well, wanted something of a success story towards that spawn. Hasn't got it. CREA, he's going to play ahead of where the shock dart landed. Looking to catch a headshot. Confirms 2 players on the cross. And gets scanned.
Oh, he gets caught. chiwawa, again, another reflex kill.
Yeah, he's good in these site holds, just anchoring on either side of the map. But what's left is ardiis and Mixwell. This is a hard-hitting duo, even with just the Blade Storm and the Ghost. ardiis now has his hands on a full-fledged rifle. He's looking inside of the site to find one of his 2 opponents. chiwawa gets predicted on the peak. And now luckeRRR, he's going to have to clutch this 1v2. He just saw ardiis. Absolutely. But he's got to get the angle. It's so damn close, but not quite enough. Recon dart goes over.
He's got to get... Oh, he's right under. He's covered. But he's stuck, and Mixwell closed that angle out. So tight. Such an acute position to shoot a shot from, but... We're going to see that semi-smirk. Okay, Mixwell, he doesn't show too much emotions. He doesn't go too high, doesn't go too low. But if you know the man, you can see him. And this was the play. It's so hard to deal with the fact that, let's say, 3 of 4 rounds, nobody's going to make an appearance in that window. But once in a while, David Blaine will show up and shoot you down with some kind of ult. And it doesn't always have to be one person. It could be Mixwell. It could be a Sage Wall boost. It could be a lot of things. The situation, of course.
Sayf paying the price, though, right? He was just pre-firing the B main door, hoping somebody would come up. That's easy information for Mixwell. Hunter's Fury going through the B main. Doesn't net them much, but look at this push. A big push from Sayf already around long A. You know, it's been a few rounds that long has actually been empty. I do appreciate the fact that Ninjas are seeing that opening and now looking to punish it, because it's been mid-split after mid-split in either of the two directions. Never really the extremity of A used as the opening route for the attackers. G2 have to keep an eye on it, and Patitek, well, he seems wary.
Is he suspicious blindly? Does he know? It seems like he's very, very concerned, and for good reason. But there is a certain element of, can they do anything about it? And it looks like they'll finally get a clue. Pyth will try to clear it out, but Sayf wins the 50-50.
Silence across the rest of the server. 3 members of G2 coming in through B main. ardiis. He's looking for contact on site. 2 players back in Boathouse, and an Omen close. He goes back through his own smoke, but he's making so much noise. CREA getting the better of the timing. That's that slipperiness that Mathieu Maniac was talking about. He will play through those smokes and make you look like a fool as ninjas in pajamas lock it down. And G2 coming to a halt in terms of success on that B side.
They've got too many layers to this defense with a nice glaze on top. I mean, the fact that they keep changing up on top of the fact that no matter who they change in works is just spelling disaster here for G2. They want to get to the site. They crack it open. They get eyes on Boathouse. They get trades, but they can't even get the spike down anymore. I mean, forget about post plans.
Yep. You know, and I think there's a lot of impact on that first kill. ardiis goes through the Cloudburst, sees nothing, back on defender spawn. CREA goes through the Cloudburst, but just catches that minute moment of timing that gets him through unspotted. And as quick as the last round came to a close, this one starts with a couple of kills, a 5v3 already in the final round of the first half.
Will Mixwell pick one up? He's rewarded, but the re-peek is in. Raze does not get spotted. Mixwell dashes by, will try to readjust. A teammate will attempt to help, but Sayf, he doesn't need a helping hand. ardiis will eventually trade, and now, do they have the Raze set on a site?
Dude, Mixwell, he is deep in position. 2 opponents ahead of him, and they don't like that. They do not feel comfortable coming around this corner. It would have been reported by the Raze that Mixwell had gotten into the nooks and crannies of short A, and he's looking for his next target. Good thing they left. Even if they had stuck around, he would be clearing out their corners here and now.
Man, he has everything right here. He can lock him down without even pulling the trigger once.
Yeah, but
he can sit here with his operator, and they won't be able to do anything about it. Must be terrified in the post plant.
Spike planted.
Oh,
One enemy
Lucker
remaining.
not able to catch that kill onto ardiis. This is the legit 1v3. He has the Hunter's Fury. He's going to go for the recon dart. Final round of the half. ardiis, 2 players ahead, but CREA shuts him down, and that's 2 rounds the lead for NiP as they go ahead and close on this defender's side. And damn, were they given a run for their money. That 4-0 start looked like something special, but only 1 more round added to the tally. Ladies and gentlemen, join us after the break for the second half of Ascent. A lightning hot start from G2 comes to a cooler close. They got one more round on the board there, Launders, but a 7-5 half nonetheless before Ninjas in Pajamas start their offense.
That was all G2 all day. What happened?
I don't know.
No one knows.
Mid-splits.
Such a strong start that you'd think it was...
Mid-splits started happening, I can tell you that much. Mid was the name of the game.
That's true.
And it wasn't until those last 3 rounds that we even saw like a long A flank from the defenders. So they were ready and willing to partake in the mid-split.
It's crazy how they gave up mid so many times, but were just indomitable on the B site. The trades were so good. And Chiwawa, it's going to make him regret maybe not having Killjoy. Even though I feel like with Chiwawa, the meat of the rounds for him was just amazing aim. Like, for some of the trades he got. However, look, we're looking at a B push right now, and a lot of good utility comes out, but the entry, which could be more important, goes to NiP. However, it's now traded back.
Yeah, and this was the question, right? Davidp on the Sage. Well, that's slow right there here in the pistol. That was enough to stop them from absolutely steamrolling into that B site. Yes, Mixwell got aggressive, wanted the contact, but there was so many attackers ready to go that now they've been sent back into a mid-round moment. So let's see what they have in store.
Oh, they think there's a conspiracy afoot. They're trying to regain some information. The B walk looks like it's about to take place again. Act 2. They're going to try to put on a better performance this time around. It's always good to wait because defenders will get the most scared. They're the ones spread more thinly. Davidp. Oof, this angle. Oh, he's out in the... Oh, he could potentially have to take a fight. No, he'll find a way out. ardiis now. He's sweat.
3 of 4 players for NiP all tagged up, so it should be easy shooting for ardiis. David's going to get himself one kill. But there's the 3-click blast back from ardiis to close this one down. That 2-round lead instantly cut to 1.
How's he so chill? Had no trigger discipline whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's like, I know I'm going to kill him.
Yeah.
Let me just take this shot.
Watch that slow right there. Good thing Jett goes down.
My goodness.
If she gets through, one more defender on site, and I'm sure that the rest of the attackers just want to forward roll the momentum.
CREA's asking for that Omen flash to get buffed even more. Nearsighted, he could see everything. But not really. He barely could see a thing.
Yet he made it work.
Limited information, he still pulled that together.
We've got the A-hit coming in from NiP. Going to be met by the Cypher cages. Ooh, pyth, he's blinded. Oh my goodness.
Wow, he can't even get away.
Yeah, Patitek's able to get himself one, but there's players all over this A site. Mixwell's in with the SMG, only able to add 1. This is already a success story for the Ninjas in Pajamas. They've got their spike planted, they've got 2 kills. Now the problem is, 2 of their remaining 3 players incredibly low, and no real upgrades. They're still sitting on classics, the trio of classics. You add in the Killjoy bot. Maybe that'll do a little bit damage. Maybe that can tip the tides. But ardiis, he's got luckeRRR dead. And the last 2 members in the post plant sitting underneath the heaven. Easy cleanup, but a costly hold.
This is more about getting Mixwell tilted.
Sure, yeah.
About getting pyth tilted on the site. Trying to just run away off short, fall back after getting some spam damage in, punishing him with just pistols. So I think they accomplished that at least, knocked down a fair bit of their economy, and now that the score tied up, it really does look like it's more G2's game to lose, but at the same time, just such a strong lead moving into attack. It's going to be scary. Moving into defense, excuse me.
Forgiven.
Okay. So, pyth this time. He's taking a quick peek out. He doesn't see a thing just yet, but there is somewhat of a delay. Maybe he wants to feign some presence here. Discourage them from pushing, but they're going to take that liberty. Oh my goodness.
And that dart just gave him away. Oh, but Rhyme's still able to pick up the kill. And now this couples very nicely with all of the free real estate they've got sitting on this. But look at pyth's spy cam. Deep behind enemy lines, calling for the Hunter's Fury. You can run, but you cannot hide. With pyth's eyes in the sky, the Owl drone comes in to try and play towards short. He decides to lay down the dart. Now they've got to figure out where the hell this camera's at. pyth looking to lock down that mid flank. It is coming, but I think he missed the mark. Oh, doesn't matter. David picks up the kill. ardiis is going to lay in the recon bolt. Instantly destroyed. Uncomfortable position for the hold. David able to get another kill, but it's Sayf and luckeRRR who are able to answer and take the man advantage. pyth, he cares not. He goes in. He dares to make a move that now leaves David all alone to do the unthinkable. A 1 versus 3 to give his team the lead, and luckeRRR's having none of that.
Hunted like a wild dog. Up in heavens. Doesn't even get a chance to try, and that's with the Jett, who is already in the red. A scary situation here at that post plant, going so well for NiP. pyth's camera was open for that long. I think the only things that I could think in that situation was with ardiis' Hunter's Fury. He first of all, he's so great at from spawn finding great angles to use that from, whether it's towards mid or to the sites. But if that was used in tandem with a retake on the site, and with pyth's unchecked camera tagging someone with a push onto the site, then maybe it would have been a more effective use of the utility.
Sure, a little more synergy perhaps.
But he probably thought eventually they're going to find it.
He did make them dance, but they found a way to rest their legs before that retake got rolling. luckeRRR just going to dash into this. Owl drone finding the contact. ardiis with the kill from the ghost of all things. The door's now been blown open, and we'll see how this one unfolds. Still, 4 rifles of the 5, right? ardiis is the only man on a sidearm. pyth
Spike planted.
able to dart one. Still hasn't been taken off his camera. This thing has a lifespan and a half. Mixwell's now going to come in for the retake. We've got that dart being primed from back on long. Patitek able to catch the Guardian wallbang kill. That's huge. But CREA answers. And now an even 3-on-3. You've got a player pushing smoke who goes down to David. Mixwell with a kill in the mix. CREA, he is on for the ace. He has the cover. He has the 4th, but he is no more as David takes him down and gives G2 another round.
Honestly, it felt like with the way things were going, a defuse on the spike was not going to happen. But they find it. It's a tight match. We're into the 4th quarter. It's 8-8. And finally, we have a retake here.
Damn. That would have been such a sick ace. They came at him 1 by 1.
Yeah.
He sectioned them off. But
Just a bit too low.
Yeah, David he was buying his time, you know. Yes, it's 1v1s. You try to avoid that. You want those trade frags every time you can. But at least David locked him in. You know, he's on absolute high alert, as prepared as he could be for that final peak, and he nails the shot. So we forgive them.
And we saw that res at the end just to grab an extra gun.
Keep the economy rolling, keep those credits high.
Oh my god. It's so sticky and wire trippy over here on the A push.
Youch. Down to 50. Hell of a shock dart. ardiis gonna hit him with the recon. And pyth also softened up.
He said no loitering.
Get out of here. Good damage each way, but things cool off as we near that minute mark.
And it's a heavy lean over on A, player on short, 2 on the site. Some potential for info gathering on the B site, but I don't know if David takes a peek here. He does. He sees nothing. But it doesn't tell them much. We haven't had a decision being made here for NiP just yet. But look how frisky G2 are being despite that.
Ooh, almost finding timing there with that drone. The ice barrier serving as a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Slowing things down at this 30-second mark. But there's Ninja's Killjoy lockdown.
Oh, there's no
30 seconds
Hunter's
left.
Fury to cancel that.
Nope, they have to evacuate the
Also a
site.
fake.
That it is, but they walk into Mixwell, and they may be faking, but things get real. He's got the Blade Storm out. He's got Patitek in. He's lost inside of the sauce of the smokes. Doesn't even matter. An absolute shutdown on that A site. They tried to play the ruse,
10 seconds
but they have
left.
been abused by G2, who now take their 9th round.
Hey, it's an important ult to use for Chihuahua, but it doesn't mean it was misused. They did pull off the fake. They had a lot of attention. Right, there were celebrities walking down the red carpet over on the B side. Everybody wanted to take a photograph, but they went over to A and lost it because of Patitek's hold. He played so damn well in that position to grab 2 as Omen. So you have to credit NiP, and that's part of, you have to credit G2, and that's part of the the quality that helps them win a lot of the games. Just such an even distribution of the talent. Despite a good opening strategy. Now, this is something where we've got Omens both with ults, actually. A lot less useful on the defender side. But maybe another opening where Killjoy couldn't find one last round.
Mixwell with a different look. Contact B main. Now
that's
that's
a bit too much.
Here comes, however, the showstopper. And, Mixwell's able to get away on such little health. They're going to keep the pressure up. And luckeRRR with Rhyme, both able to get themselves the entry. This is not supposed to happen.
They only had water guns.
And all of a sudden, Davidp, he goes for the boost. 1 and 2. And there's more players just outside the windowsill. However, the turret, it's now destroyed. And in the corner, he cowers, but he can't connect his kill. Patitek honing in on this player stuck back by the ledge. Poor Chihuahua with nowhere to go. Losing teammates slowly but surely. Here comes the peak. Rhyme, 1v3. Goes for the dart. He wants that info, but instead Patitek takes the kill, and G2 take their round.
2 and 3 for Patitek and David. Well done. What a combo. David on the boost and B main. In an unthinkable situation, the site gets overrun by water guns.
Yeah, that first classic, man. Throwing the classic in for the contact. The other player's ready to roll, but he's not supposed to get the kill. luckeRRR just supposed to soften him up, offset crosshairs. Patitek, big time for him to come alive. And poor Rhyme, well, he just couldn't get into that engagement. It was very clear that NiP wanted to go for their hold on the site itself. But I feel like everybody was drawn back into the action launders when we had Chihuahua stuck underneath this market ledge. They had him pinned in the corner. He wanted to survive, and that magnetized his teammates into a troublesome situation. But ardiis, he throws himself into the trouble. He opens up looking for an 11th round for G2. It's a man advantage early, but health chipped away. Big time from Patitek.
So enormous here for NiP despite having success there, because we're in a position where there's no ults on the board, and except for this defensive Omen ult, and they could have put another one together and really, got a lead started. But instead, already down, losing the opening kills in mid. He even had better guns this round, which is really, really rough. Okay, so a reassessment of the situation here. You've got a player disadvantage. Moving over towards the A site, there's been problems on both. No site's going to be easy to take in this spot. We've got all of the utility from Cypher untested.
Patitek goes for the ult.
Oh my god, he's out of it. He tests it. He goes to see what's going on at B, and this will cause the rotations.
Yep. Perfect. Oh, but
30 seconds left.
Through the Omen smoke, clears that close corner in Chihuahua. There's a perfectly placed trap wire. And then he goes onto the spy cam to give himself a third. pyth doing it dirty from short, just chilling, waiting for his time to strike. For the quietest player on the scoreboard, he just delivered.
Yeah, he just had more information than a journalist right there. That was beautiful by pyth. What a Cypher play. He didn't even need the tag.
Yeah.
He didn't even need the help here from Mr. Sova. It wasn't even necessary. He knew exactly where to aim. So nicely done. I won't even call that a flick shot off the camera. I'm gonna call it a flick shot off the camera.
I love the ability of pyth to just stay cool in that situation. He's got that spy cam up there the whole time.
Yeah.
Doesn't use it until he seems to have the need. But he gets aggressive.
Not
and he
with
gets
pistols.
shut down by the sheriff of all things. That sheriff gets swapped out for a blade storm. The only ult for NiP to work with. They go ahead and shut down the door. What more can they gain here? We've already had 3 round wins by way of retake for G2. That's more than the Ninjas had in their entire defensive half.
Man, Killjoy's got all of the utility down.
Sage wall up. David, he wants that eyes in the skies. Denies the turret, throws the slow orbs into the site. One player back in that Omen smoke, revealed by the trajectory of the dart. CREA from the corner yet again. Can he manage it all? It's into the 1v1. David falls down, and CREA goes big for a thrifty round win for NiP.
After such a fantastic round from pyth, honestly, it's hard to judge him for the peek he took, because number 1, he got a kill, and number 2, you can see he was pressing D on his keyboard whatever weird binds he has, trying to get back into the site, and he instantly gets refragged. The spacing was just perfect, and the shot was even better for NiP on that entry. So the punish was amazing. But the real trouble is that if you let an opportunity like that happen, once you get onto the site, you've got so much utility left over, and Killjoy, who would not normally be as effective on attack here, can now in the post plant be even more effective than he can in some defense situations.
Mixwell's going to take that contact play as opposed to pyth. Destroys a couple of recon abilities. But I mean, that is an absolute storm of gunfire. So the threat level at an all-time high.
Yeah.
Patitek takes the place inside of his own smoke. He's looking for the contact launderers, but they have all walked away.
I feel like he's been a real information leader in that regard, where he's not been afraid to poke around on short to look at mid when things get a bit hairy in the early on. We've seen a common tactic for NiP is tons of pressure towards one side of the map, but it's all a big feign, and G2 have been good at calling it out. So this should shut down any peek that they've seen from an Omen on short. Late arrow towards mid. So ardiis trying to help him out with anything, but they're not getting any more details.
And all the while, they're sitting comfortably on 3 ultimates. Hunter's Fury for ardiis could just be such a total shutdown, either on the commitment in the execute or a retake if needed. Here comes Sayf. Playing into B main, that Sage wall again, and Hunter's Fury on the money, or at least the first shot was. He doesn't manage to get any kill, but they have blasted past the wall. pyth with a 3K through his own cage, and David comes out from the corner, but it's an answer back. Chiwawa gets 1 until it's done. That's 12 rounds for G2.
Talk to him, pyth. Smile on his face. Holy moly, that's some beautiful stuff. This was a round that we actually had CREA pick up a last orb on the other side of the map to serve as some kind of fake and use that orb as Omen to TP into their spawn, and still gets caught out because of ardiis. So well done there. That's an important kill, even though pyth does so much heavy lifting within the site. It all could have gone awry if that Omen ult had any more success.
Dude, that was a dirty cage spray. Didn't even see him, didn't need to. Props to pyth, absolutely climbing the scoreboard towards the closing portion of this first map. He was leaps and bounds below his teammates, and now he's right up there with them. So a team effort coming together, and Sayf pushing past, using the blast pack to move through the Sage slow.
Oh my god.
This B site completely
all over.
given up.
Yeah, there's termites in the floorboards. This B site has been compromised, and we don't know if they're going to get it back.
3 successful retakes underneath their belt already. We've got owl drones flying on each side of the situation. Both teams trying to collect the necessary pieces before the ball gets rolling. CREA traveling slightly in the back of the site. ardiis decides to push right through. CREA's gonna see it. ardiis gets just the 1. It's Mixwell and Patitek back with kills. luckeRRR's trying to get through the damn Sage wall, but he will have no impact as that defuse comes through. Sage saves the day, and G2 Esports pick up map 1.
My god, 13-9. Well done for G2. Unbelievable after how quickly they lost that site.
Yeah, and lost that site time and time again. Retakes the name of the game for G2 on Ascent. Damn, man, they started off